Liverpool could do with Newcastle getting their house in order to be able to get what they want, which is Isak, if Newcastle will bend that way. But I think the thing that helps Newcastle bend that way is if they feel as though the deal is worth it for them, that they can replace the player and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately what Liverpool have to do is give them money to buy a centre-forward, maybe 2 centre-forwards, maybe 3 centre-forwards. I don't care. Just keep going until you get as many centre-forwards as you're happy with, and you can get this deal done. So someone turning up slightly out of the blue, not 100% out of the blue, but it wasn't talked about the last couple of days, was it? Sesko and Manchester United being a thing? I don't think. It's a little bit of a problem because, as you say, you need Newcastle to do something and make it think that there is a world where selling Alexander Isak makes sense. Might not necessarily be the best possible outcome, because I think he's of a certain level that's broadly speaking impossible for them. But they've got to look at the situation and go, okay, we can sort of take this money, we can spin it into that, we can spin it into that, we can spin it into that and that, and we're in a better position. Like I think the defence probably needs a little bit more depth. I think they need more options in midfield. Whilst they've got a very strong midfield, they probably to get back into the top 4 and compete in the Champions League, they will need a lot more depth, I think, this season, and selling Isak enables them to do that. But they have to actually be able to look at the situation and go, here's how we get the depth. And Benjamin Sesko going to Manchester United and being taken out the clutches of Newcastle would be a bit of a problem for that, and it would be something that we could probably do without, I would suggest.
Yeah, and how they look in the whole scenario, how they come out of it, or how they get the message out to the fans, how they can almost probably pin it on Isak in terms of wanting to go. They want to come out of this. I mean, the fans are already unhappy. They've been linked with 5, 6, 7 players this summer and it hasn't gone through. You look at, I mean, the scenario around the James Trafford move and things like that, just things that don't make sense at that club.
And
Mbeumo, yeah, and there's a few more. Obviously, they were linked with Ekitike a little bit as well.
Delap as well.
Delap was there. There's
Pedro. They put him for Pedro.
Yeah, and it's not a good look when you've got Champions League. You've they won the first trophy in however many years it was. You've sent this message out, right? We're here now, and then this is unfolding, and they're not coming out of it well. So I think we're entering the stage of it now where they need to do something to just get everyone back on the same page again. There's a lack of leadership there, I think, and it's Howe is almost filling that void. But as you said, Howe probably just wants it done and dusted, and he wants to look at his squad and go, Isak's not training, is he? He's not with them on the tour, so he wants to get things moving for the start of the season.
I must stick with you on it, Mark, because I think it is a reminder that football clubs are hard things to run these days. There's so many moving parts to all of this, and one of the issues, I think, whilst it's quick, Sesko, Manchester United, it appears to have sort of moved quite quickly. It's also moved quite quickly for Newcastle. You get that impression as well. I'm sure that there is forms of contact all the way through, but it doesn't feel Newcastle to me from the outside looking in. There was a huge sense of togetherness come the end of the season. There was winning that first trophy, getting the Champions League place back, and all of that was really, really good momentum. But that stuff can dissipate, and it just sort of feels to me as though they haven't had someone there, because the manager's doing his job up until May the whatever. Even if you want to say, he's doing more stuff now, the manager's doing his job, and I just think there's become a little bit of a thing where the yards that we hear the Liverpool do on players, we've been talking to Ekitike since January, it doesn't look like there's anyone doing that stuff for Newcastle.
No, and I don't know whether they thought it would just magically happen with the money, with the trophy, with the Champions League qualification. I don't know if they just thought, well, we're here now, and this is let's play with the big boys. Yeah, I mean, every time Liverpool sign a player, you're told they've been tracking him for years, in some cases, going right back. So, this work has to be done now. And you can say, it's still relatively new in their ownership, so maybe all these things will get in place. But it doesn't fill you with confidence in terms of what they're doing, and they seem to be just behind the curve on everything. And this, like Sesko is the latest one. I mean, you look at Sesko started the summer. I mean, I remember last summer, stuff from work last summer. I mean, I know he was Arsenal's sort of first choice last summer, but then obviously Gyökeres sort of came to the fore and almost surpassed him. And Sesko's become this name that's on everyone's list. He'll be on Liverpool's list. He'll be on everyone's. And it's kind of now perhaps reaching a point where him and Man United are looking at each other and going, yeah, okay. And for Man United to be in that position, for everything that's wrong with them, they're still Man United. They've still got this draw for players. So Newcastle are kind of behind that as well. So yeah, it's a long way back for them now. Does the sale of Isak help? I personally think it would. I think it will. It'll allow them to reset and have the money to be able to sort of go again. So I think it's entering this stage now where they're gonna have to make a decision one way or the other.
I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.